Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Project you are audible.
Okay. Is the other mentor also here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe we can wait for a couple of minutes so that others might join. Then we can start the session. I have already started the recording.
So I think it's 9:05. We can start.
Yeah, then we can start.
Okay, so very good evening, and let's start the session. I'm audible enough, right?
Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
Yep. So let's do a quick recap of yesterday's session. So let me open my VS Code first. Okay. Okay, so my VS Code is visual, right? And the browser.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. So yesterday we have seen how we can convert our Madman endpoints into APIs, both route-based and class-based. Then we have started our original problem statement, which is grocery store, and we have started creating tables for the database. And if we do a quick recap on this, so we are using SQL Alchemy ORM to manage the database, and we have exported SQL Alchemy from Flask SQL Alchemy. We'll have to install this by pip install Flask SQL Alchemy. Then we have imported
बोलियों
these
कि एक
integer
डिसिप्लिन
string
में बड़ा
boolean column
इंटरेस्टिंग
field.
लीगल डिबेट छेड़ दिया और अगर आप लॉ स्टूडेंट हो ये वीडियो बिल्कुल ध्यान से
Saket, yeah, thanks. Okay. Yep. So we have created our DB instance here. Then we are extending this user class to this DB model, and then this is how we create different columns in a table. And so we give we write column, then we give the column type, column data type, and then we give the appropriate attributes to define the column properties. So I hope so. We have created this user table where we have ID, email, password, name, and then role. We have three roles, and then we have status active and pending for the manager's request approval thing. So now we will start with category table, and we will create all other tables. Okay. So we can proceed, right? Any questions or any doubt from like yesterday's session on this particular thing?
Yeah, actually, I was converting two API endpoints. So in this table, basically we have shown like a status column. So as per my project, I have shown as a block and unblock one. So I think these are same, right? Or we need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
specifically. Uh,
No, they are same. You can name the column whatever you want to do. Like whatever
okay,
you want to name, you can name. These are just
okay,
variables. You can write
okay,
it
okay,
as pass. You can write password, or you can like write key. Okay. You
okay.
can write
And
name,
one
username, full name, last name, whatever you want to name.
Okay.
And you
And
can
one more.
choose the data type
Yeah.
also.
Okay, okay, okay. And one more thing, like whatever we have used in Mad1 project, whatever DB and all we have made, I think we can continue that thing in Mac
Yep,
2, or
yep,
we need to any. Okay,
yep.
okay. Yeah, okay, okay. Actually, I was a little bit confused. I was creating some extra columns in user one
Oh, okay, okay.
for
So
RBAC.
if you think you need any extra columns or you want to do a better DB design, then you can make some changes. But if you are doing the same statement, then like I will say 95% of your database will be same. Even if you are going to make small changes, after that, even after that, it will be pretty much same.
I think in Mad1, RBAC is already been defined, right? We have not
Now,
used this security and all features, but RBAC is already defined on
yeah,
that.
like that depends on people how they have implemented their projects. So I
Okay, okay.
cannot comment on that. Yeah. Okay, so yep. So now we will create category column. So we have already discussed what tables we are going to create. The names are here. So we are creating tables in that sequence. Now we will create category table, which is basically the category of the product. So you can have like snacks, you can have beverages, you can have like cosmetic products, uh, house cleaning products, electric products, yeah, something like that. Uh, yep. So yeah. So let's. So now I won't be typing all the things. We will just copy paste. We are developer. We are developers, so we need to know how we can code by copy pasting. That's one of the important skills. So I have given ID, which is the column ID. This will be primary key, and now we'll give the category name, and we can give 100 length of this. Uh, so you want it to be unique or what? I think we can remove this one. But if you want to make your I'll say application more robust, you can give the unique equal to true. So you cannot have two categories with the same name. It should be nullable. No. So we have set the nullable to false. And any more fields. So again, you can give as many fields as you want. You can give category description or category domain or whatever you want to do. But I think name will suffice. So yeah, we will just we will just create category column only, name column only in the category table. Okay, so let's create product column. Okay, I think we should give it products db dot model. Let's just simply copy these, paste it here. Now we got the name, but now we'll have to add additional columns. So let's just copy it quickly, and now we can rename it. So a product can have name, that is fine. A product can have a price. So price we will have to set the field as integer, or you can set as float. But let's, for sake of simplicity, let's set is integer. Okay, and okay, what else we can have? We can have unit. So product unit, like if it's kg, gram, piece, box, or whatever it is. So yeah, I think this should be string. So let's make it 50 or 20. I think 20 is enough. And these all fields are necessary. So we have set nullable to false. So we got name, price, unit. Hmm, anything else? I think we will have stock of the product. So stock stock means the total inventory of the product. So this should be integer. And I think if we have stock, then uh, should we have a column where we will know, count the number of items sold, like something like that?
I need a small clarification.
Yep. Yep.
In SQL Alchemy, there is a string data type and there is a text data type.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I'm right, string means we can use both alphabets and digits, I mean numbers. And in text, we cannot use numbers. Is
No,
it or something else?
I think you can use text in like, so text is as of my knowledge, if I remember correctly, so text is something like if you give a very long length of string, then then I think you should use a text column, text data type column. Okay,
So
so if you see
basically,
here,
difference between
when we
string
give a
and
string,
text is
we
just
give a
based
number.
on the length,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
length of input.
Yep. I think we can check that. So string versus text data type in SQL Alchemy. Yep. So here you can see typically used for shorter strings such as address or names with a character limit of 255. Okay. Then text you have for longer strings. So if I give you an example, so there was a project called library management system, right? If you guys have heard about it. So there, if you want to create a book table and you don't want to store any PDF or anything, you want to store the free text for the book, then which column you will use to store the text of the book? You will use the text column.
Right.
Yep. So that's one example. And then for the basic things, you use string type. Okay, clear?
Your voice is breaking.
Am I audible now? Is
Yeah.
there any issue with? Okay, fine. Okay, so we were creating name, price. Okay, for product, I think we can have a description, even if it's not necessary, but we can have one. DESCRIDDION, and we can give it 200 maybe. Yep. Okay, we got ID, description, price, unit, stock. So yeah, I think it was there that we'll have to show the quantity available. So we can have a uh, so either we can have available quantity column or we can have sold column. So when we need to show the inventory, available inventory, we can do stock minus sold if if we are creating sold column, and if we create available quantity, it will be, we can show the available quantity directly. So mm, let's create the sold column. When I say sold means the number of items we have sold. Okay. So for example, let's say when we create the product and we set it to 500, means we have 500 uh, units of that product, and then when let's say as the user purchases that product, we will uh, add the count in this column. So like 5 plus 3, like 5 plus 1 plus 3, something like that. And then if we want to show the available quantity, we can just do stock minus sold, and we will get the available quantity. Makes sense, right? Any doubt on this? Like again, you can have whatever column name you want to have. Okay, that's fine. You can have sold units and inventory, or total inventory, total stock, total number of products, whatever you want to. Okay, so I think this is enough. Okay. So we will need category ID. So category ID, because we will have a one to many relationship between category and product column. So a category can have multiple products. So that's one to many. So to give the category ID, we will use foreign key. So let's create column first, and the column, it's the ID, so the type will be integer. And then to access the foreign key, we'll have to write db.foreign key, because we haven't imported the foreign key, but let's import foreign key also. So all this will come from here. So foregion, foreign key. The spelling is correct, right? Foreign key. Yeah. So foreign key will be uh, category.id. So we will write it in single quotes, category, which is this category table, and dot id. You have noticed I am not writing this table name, but we can write it here. Okay.
FOREIGN. GI.
Okay.
Foreign
Yeah.
key spelling is
This is correct now. FOREIGN. Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah, and we also want it to. This is a mandatory field, so we will set the label to false. Okay. So I am not defining the relationship as of now. We will do once we create all the tables, but I will be giving the foreign keys and other things. Okay. So we got our user, category, product. What else? Card. Okay. So any doubt till now on these things? I think it's pretty much same. So there should be no doubt. TP dot models model. Okay, then within cart we will have the first thing, which is ID, and then what else we can have? Okay, so the person will add product, so we will have product ID, and again that will be a foreign key. So let's copy this, paste it here, and change the table name, product dot ID. Okay. What else we will have? Okay, we will have a user ID also. So let's say user, or I think we should write customer, and this will be user ID. USER, user. ID. Okay. Ah, we have defined the table name and users, so it will be users.id. This will be products.id. Okay. Then I think we will have the quantity. So quantity, and this will be teaser column. So let's copy it from here. Okay, this is fine. What else we can have? Hmm. Yeah, I think it's enough. So once a customer add a product in his cart, we will store the product ID, customer ID, and quantity. Yep, I think that's enough. What's the next column table? It's order table. Okay, order orders. Anyone have any doubt what I am doing here? We'll have pretty much all the fields which cart has. So product ID, customer ID, quantity. What I think we can have date of purchase. So should I write DOP or date of purchase? Okay. I think we have already created a, yeah, this one is good. Okay, so we got the product ID, customer ID, quantity, date of purchase. Anything else? Anything else we need to store in the orders column? Any doubts till now? Like you have any doubt or all the things are clear?
I have a basic doubt of one thing. Yeah,
Okay.
just by looking at this models file, how do we
Mhm.
identify many-to-many relationship? I mean, for one-to-many relationship, it's simply a foreign key. How do we identify a
Uh-huh.
many-to-many relationship? How do we identify many-to-many relationship in this?
So
I
if
mean,
you if you
one product can be purchased by multiple customers, and one customer can purchase multiple products. So it's kind of a many-to-many relationship. But how do we, identify that by looking at this code?
so actually if you have listened to what I'm saying carefully, when I was adding this foreign key here, I have mentioned that I am not creating relationship as of now. So once we will complete all the table, then I will add relationships. So if you are asking like what we have right now, just by looking this, if we can configure what relationship we have, then we haven't
Yes.
written the relationships line yet.
Hmm.
So am I getting your question correctly? So we haven't written the relationship lines yet by which we
No,
define
no,
the relationship.
no, I'm not talking about that relationship column. I'm just saying that in this, for example, in this
Mhm.
product class, we have added a foreign key category ID, which is referring to a category
Hmm.
class, right? So this way, we are
Mhm.
linking this
Mhm.
product class and the category class.
Yep, yep.
In that sense, I'm asking.
Okay, so if you see, okay, let's just take these two tables only. Okay.
Hmm.
So if you see category, if you see product table, we have a category ID here. Correct?
Right.
This is correct, right?
Right. Right.
Please say yes or no. Yeah. So
Yeah.
do
Am
you
I not
see
audible to
any?
you?
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, that's fine.
Please go ahead. Please go
Okay,
ahead. I'm
so
listening.
do
Please go
you?
ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So do you see any product ID column here in the category table?
No. No.
No. Why you don't see any product ID column here? Because once we define a product ID column, means it is a one-to-one relationship only. Okay,
Hmm.
and this will be clear when let me write the relationship column. So how we write the relationship column? So okay, let me just start writing the relationship directly. Then I will give a variable name. So I think we'll have to import the relationship, but let's just use db.relationship. I think relationship, and we will have the relationship with product table products, and we will be back referencing to. Let me scroll it a bit. Category. Okay, I think this is enough. We can add other attributes later. Now I have defined the relationship of the category table with the product. Okay, with the product
Right.
table. Now will give a variable name here. So please look it carefully what I am writing, and I will give the column name PRODUCTS equal to relationship. Now can you get some idea by looking at these two tables what kind of relationship they have? So you have a products column here, means you have a number of products within it related to a single category, but you have a category ID here. I think this should be clear by now, like what kind of a relationship you have by looking at these two tables you can define. This is clear, right? Or if you want me to explain it,
No. When you will define relationships, then probably I will try to understand more. Okay.
so
So
I have defined the relationship here. In the category column I have defined the relationship. That's what I'm saying.
no.
You see, okay, so in products column you have a category ID, right?
Right. Right. Which is a
So
foreign
this,
key.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is a
Hmm.
foreign key.
Hmm.
So this product is associated with a category ID,
Right.
not category IDs, only category ID, a single category ID,
Correct.
right? But
Right.
here, if you see in category table, we don't have any product ID column.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have any product ID column. What we have relationship with the products column, and the variable is named as products. Why? Because a category contains many products. So we don't have a single product ID itself. We have the product itself, and we have multiple of them.
Hmm.
So if you have like explored SQL Alchemy in bit more, if you have done the Mad1 project, so once you filter a category table and you get a category or any column, any SQL Alchemy object which is related to some table, and which is a parent of some table. So if you write, say, let's suppose you have a category object. So if you have a category object, and if you write dot products, you will get all the products of that category.
Right, we will get the list.
Okay. Yep. So
I
I
think this
I hope
will
it's clear.
come with help of backrep, right? What you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
said
yeah,
just now,
yeah.
with help of backrep it will.
Yep, yep. We will define more fields like cascade and all, but uh, so this is clear, right?
Yeah, now it's clear.
Okay, we can like move ahead, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, okay. So
One doubt
let's
is there,
see.
like we
Uh,
have defined product is equal to db dot relationship. So this only means like we can move from category to product, like category dot product. This only it means, right?
yeah, yeah, yep.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Okay, okay. So let's add the cascade thing now. I think Mad One guys, yeah. So those who have completed Mad One, they already know it. But let me write it. Let me cascade all, and I think it's delete uh, orphan. I hope the spelling of orphan is correct. Yep. So why we are giving this cascade attribute here and all delete orphan means when this parent will be deleted, all its child will be deleted. And who is the child of category table? This product table. So if we delete a category, all the products related to that category will be removed from the products table. Now if you don't, so this thing will happen automatically when you have defined the cascade while defining the db table itself. But if you don't define it, what you will have to do, when you will be deleting a category, you will have to get the category id before deleting the table, before deleting the category, and then you will have to run a uh, then you will have to do a query on that category id, and then you will get all the products of that category, and then you'll have to delete the products of that category manually.
means first we delete the child class, then we will move to parent class. If we are not
Yep.
mentioning the cascade or delete specifically in
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
line
yeah.
writing.
Yeah, if we don't write the cascade or delete.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And for Mad One guys, who will be doing Mad One, so this is one of the most like thing. This is the most important thing for you guys. So like I have seen in many vivas. So what we ask, we do like we ask them to create some tables and some objects. So we get a child parent relationship. Then we ask them to like delete the parent itself, and then they get that. Then they get that. I think it's integrity error. So once you will, if you don't have this category, this cascade all delete orphan, and you are also not manually deleting the childs, so when you will delete the parent, and this foreign key will be null, so you will get a integrity error. If I remember correctly, it will be an integrity error.
Yes,
Okay.
integrity.
So there they say like sorry sir, I don't know like what is happening. So so the reason behind that is like they haven't tested their app properly. So if they do test it properly, they will catch that error, and maybe they resolve it, but they don't do that. So for Mad One guys, please keep this thing in mind. When you have a parent child relationship, either you define cascade all delete orphan, or you delete the all the childs first, then you delete the parents. I hope this is clear. Okay, so
And one thing I think we also defined lazy is equal to true. Or is it
Yep.
defined here?
So yep, we can define that lazy equal to true. So
By the way, it is
the guy
necessary.
who has mentioned lazy equal to true, can you tell what lazy means? Do you have any idea like what lazy is?
Actually, I'm not able to recall as of now. I
Okay,
think it's
so okay, so I will explain what lazy is. But if you are not getting it, please don't burden yourself. This is not something mandatory as of now. But before going to Viva, please look what lazy means. So actually, when you okay, so I think that example was very good, which we have written earlier. That category dot products. Okay, so let's take this example. So when you let's suppose you are querying the category table and you use the ID and you get a category object. Okay, this is fine, right? Now when you get the category object, you have used backref and you have products. So this is not a simple operation in the backend. So what SQL Alchemy does, it creates a select call for the product table. So what it does, when you when you do the query on the category table, it also creates a select query in the behind the scenes to get all the products of that category. Okay, so that's how when you write category dot products, you get all the products. Now the lazy equal to true means when you are fetching the category, it doesn't call that query on this product table at that moment. So it will not do that at that time. So that's why you have lazy equal to true. Lazy means you already know that. So when you do this category dot products, then it will call that query and you will get all the products. Again, that all those things will be behind the that's kind of behind the scene stuff, but that's what lazy equal to true means. You have like I think a number of different attributes related to this. I think some are joined and like there are a bunch of settings you can do here in order to call the related objects with that table. So the simple definition is when you will be querying this table, it will not load the related its child immediately. Okay, that's what lazy equal to true means. So and what will be the result of that? Like you can say we can leave it or we can say lazy equal to false. But what will be the result of setting lazy equal to true? Your query will work a bit faster, right? Once you have to like do the fetch the category only. Make sense?
Yes.
Again, if you are not getting it, again do not burden yourself. It's not as important as you think. Okay, let's go ahead. So we have defined okay, let me have some water. So we have established the relationship between category and product table. Then what else we have? We have okay, where is it? We have okay, here we have a uh, relationship. Okay, so let's do a Yeah, I think let me just copy this line itself. We can write cards here. A single product can be in different card objects. So same thing like this, a single category can be associated with different products, and a product can be associated with different cart objects. When I say cart objects, means uh, data record in stored in cards. So like the same product, like the different users can have same products in their cards. Okay, so this will be uh, card, and we will be back referencing to products. Products. Yep. And again, if we are deleting the product, it will be deleted from card also. Okay. Okay. Should we have a Okay, so we are not storing the card itself in the orders. We are storing different products and their quantity and date of purchase and everything. Yep. So I don't think we need to make any relationship between cart and orders. But yeah, you can design the database differently, where you are purchasing the whole cart and you are storing the whole cart as a object in orders. So you can have a cart ID. Okay, and they you can store that card ID directly in the orders. So then in that case, if I say, then you will have only one column that will be card ID. You can assume like that will be something like this. You will have a card ID, and you will have date of purchase, and then it will be back referencing to card. Okay, that will look like this. This is clear, right? Any doubt on this? So then then in order to access the what we have purchased in the order, we'll have to access the card thing here. Then we will get all the stored thing there. Okay, let me just get back. Okay, we have defined the relationship in products in category. Okay, we have a customer ID here, so let's define a relationship with the category user table also. We will have here uh, okay, so it's the same thing, but okay, let me just copy this one out itself. Okay, cards relationship backgraph will be users. I don't think we will be deleting any users, but let's just leave this column also, this attribute also. Yeah, let's just leave it. Okay, so we got our category product. Okay, we haven't created this category request table, so let's just quickly. Okay, let me copy this from here. Category request. Now this is something which is mentioned in the requirements. So if you haven't attended the session of yesterday's session, let's just go and take a look of the problem statement. There it is mentioned, like in order to make any changes, uh, manager have to request admin, and once the admin will approve those requests, then the operations related to category will be performed on the actual database tables. Okay, so for category we will have ID, name, uh, then we can have a, okay, I think so in a single table we are storing all the different type of requests. So I think if we are doing a delete, if the manager is requesting for a deletion of a category, then we will get the ID only, right? Category ID only. So if the manager wants to delete a category, he will request deletion of the category, and in that case we will store the ID only and the action he want to do. So let's just have a category ID column, category ID, and okay, let's copy this one, and then we will have a action column. Okay, so we can have nullable as true, because when we will be storing a delete request, when I say delete request, it doesn't mean that delete method and request and all, but when the manager wants to delete a category, then we will store that manager's request, and there we will store the category ID and action as delete. So we can make it 10. We'll have the ID. Okay, we can make it true also. Uh, okay, action should not be nullable because we need the action. So what we will be storing in this column? So basically we will be storing, uh, let's do in caps lock, create, update, delete. Yeah, I think, yeah. So a manager can request for creation of a category, updation of a category, and deletion of a category. Okay. And when the manager will request for creation of a category, he will give the category name. So for that we have this column, category name. So, and in that case we don't need the category ID, so that's why we have set nullable to true. It can be nullable at that time. And when the manager want to update a category, he will have to give category ID and the name both. So then this is fine also. And if he want to delete the category, he will have to give category ID, not the name. So in that case, name should be, name can be null. So that's why we have nullable equal to true. In all cases, we will need the action, because based on that we will perform the action. So we will need this column, and I think we should store the manager ID also, like which manager has, like, yeah, we can store that column, like we can store that info manager. But this makes sense, right? Till this it makes sense, right? Like you will have only idea about this category request column if you have read the problem statement of, or if you have joined yesterday's session where I have like read the requirements. Okay, so manager ID will be, okay, here we have the, okay, so manager ID will be related to user column. Okay, this is fine. So if you have the manager ID here, then we'll have also a this thing again. So let's write uh, we have what should we name the variable category uh, category, or we can say requests only. Okay, let's write category requests, and here it will be cat category request. Category request backref users. And yeah, so again, this cascade doesn't mean anything because we will not be we will not be deleting any users. Maybe when you when we will reject a manager, but again, if the manager is not approved at all, then he cannot make a category request at all. So, but yeah, just let's leave it, or we can remove it. Let's just remove it. Okay. So, okay, let's remove this column also. Otherwise, it will be a confusion. Let's separate the actual fields and the relationship fields. I'm just doing this for the sake of look and feel. So, date of purchase quantity. Okay. Okay. So this is fine, right? Any doubts? So I think we have completed our DB models. So user category, product, card, order, category request. Yep. So any doubts on this thing? How many people we have? Okay, we have quite a few. Any doubts, or we can move forward? Okay, let's move this one. We don't need this. Okay, now we will register our. Okay, let's clear all these things. Uh, okay. So no doubts. Okay. So let's now register our give our. So we'll have to give a path where the database will be created. The database file will be created, and we'll have to set up some configurations for the app. So let's do it. Okay. So I'm not creating any function to prepare the app, but we can also do that. So, yep. So we will write app.config, and then we will give a, okay, it's a dictionary. So let's just copy from the web SQL alchemy setup with task. Okay, so we got the this. Let's just copy it. So here we are setting the path of the file. So we are also using SQLite. I think it's SQLite 3 we are using. So we will write SQLite 3 here. Yep. And we will name our database as we can write database or okay, let's write. Yeah, I think it's database. Okay. So we have said okay. So but so when you create a when you will giving the path like this, it will create an instance folder, and then it will create the file within that folder. But I want to give the like I want to define the path by myself. So for that we will use OS and other things to define a manual path, so we can save wherever we want to save. So we will import OS, then we will get the base directory. See, again, don't worry about this. If you want to leave it as it is, just leave it. Okay. So base directory. Okay. So I will get path, and then I will get the path of the directory and name file. Okay. OS path. Okay, we need absolute path. Again, if you think this is something coming from like for Mad 1 guys, Mad 2 guys already know it. But if for Mad 1 guys, if you think this is something related to application development, then this is again a standard Python thing. Okay. Okay, so OS path, absolute path, directory, file, and then I think it will be something here. And okay, let me cut it, and we will write here os dot path dot join, and then we will use base path, and then our database file. Yep.
What line number 4 is doing?
It's getting the base directory of this. So wherever you will like if you have this like wherever you will save that folder, when you will run it, it will like get the path of that where your project is saved, and then it will create this database file correspondent to that. So it won't create a instance folder. So have you completed Mad1 project?
I am doing simultaneously. That's why I am so
Okay,
confused.
okay. So if you won't give this part, it will create a instance folder, and within that instance, you will have maybe when I will run it, I will. Okay, let's just create another line. We will
So it
test.
means instance folder will not be created here.
Yeah, by my experience, it should not be created, but we will see.
Okay, okay. Because
So
I think OS path we have given for that static thing, means a graph and all for saving that, as I can recall.
yeah, yeah, don't worry about that. We will test
Okay,
everything. It's not like
okay,
what I will be saying that need to be true. Okay, because I don't remember everything and I don't know everything. Okay, so yeah, you
yeah,
can.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I have written both lines, so we will test both. Okay, let's just comment this one for the sake of testing. Okay, and is there any other setting we need? So there is one which we write to track modifications to turn off. Otherwise we get bunch of things printed in terminal itself. But okay, we can set that later. So now I think okay, we will have to create the DB. So for that we will import the DB instance from application dot models file forward DB. I will say from. Okay. So for mat one guys, we have this main.py file outside applications folder, and we are creating all the things except main.py within application folder. So to import this db instance and to register this db instance with app means this app instance which we are creating here, and to create the db we are importing this here in the main.py file. But two guys already know about it, so no worries. So we will call this also when we will run the application. So db dot create all. So create all will create the table. All the tables means database file. If it's not there, and if it's there, it won't create that, or it won't override that file. Okay, what else is left? We have set the configuration of database file.
app.context.
Yep. So now we will register the DB instance with the app. And how we do that? We write DB init app, and then we pass this app instance. So we will write here, and then we will push it to the current context of app. Now just take is take it as a simple definition. We are registering the DB instance with the app itself. And if you want to learn it in the detail, go and search what that app context and what push things do. Okay, because I will be not explaining this, and if I explain this, like it will be too much. Context, please correct me if I make any spelling mistakes. So I think this is correct. App context and push. This simply means we have registered this DB instance with the app, and we have pushed the DB instance to the app's current context. Okay, now I think we can remove this, or we can paste it here. Okay. Okay, so Mat2 guys, we have, is there anything else we need to set up in order to create the database? I'm not missing anything, right? Okay, let's run it and we will see. Okay, Python 3 will.py. Okay, I have to get into the backend folder, cd backend, and Python 3 will.py. Okay. Now Mat2 guys already know about it, but for Mat1 guys, you can see it has created a new instance folder here, right? This instance folder. You can see this folder, right? Now if you expand this, you will get this database.sqlite file here. Okay. So now let's stop the server. Let's delete this one. Okay, it's deleted now, and let's comment this one, uncomment this one. Now let's run it. I don't think it will create the instance folder, but let's see. Okay. Now you guys can see the difference using like this path, absolute path, and other things. Right? So it has created the app instance like database SQLite file within this backend folder itself, where you have that main.py. This is clear, right? You can have like you can use whatever you want to use. No, every that is fine. Okay. We can add an additional direct folder here like db directly. If you have watched the screencast of Tejas carefully, he creates a db folder and there he has have those database files. There he creates those data files within db folder. Okay.
Doing this means additional instance folder is not created. It is
Yeah,
under the
yeah,
application
yeah,
folder.
yeah, yep, yep. And but
Okay.
if you are adding these things, then you can like have your like you can have control on the path of this database file. Like you can put it in a DB folder, or you can just leave it as a file instance itself, or you can put it in the application application folder. Okay. Okay. Don't again don't burden yourself with these things, because these are very just basic, like not something mandatory. You can use this second line also, this one. Okay, this is also fine. But again, I will be not using this. Okay, so here you can see it's okay. It was something in. So yep, it's created now, and I think we need to add an admin while creating the database. So let's write a function within the main.py. Like we can write it anywhere, but let's write it here as of now. So we can create a function. We can write add admin or create admin. Oh, add admin. Sorry. Add admin. We don't need any parameters. Now I think this is the first time we will query something in our app. So Mad1 guys, please look carefully how we query in SQL Alchemy. Query means how you get the records from the database using the syntax of SQL Alchemy ORM. So we will write admin. Again, this admin is variable, so don't worry about it much. Now, first we write the name of the table we want to query. So we want to query the user table. So we will write user. Then we use the word query. This query is again standard syntax. The table name we have users and we haven't imported it yet. So let's import it. Users. Okay. So we have the table name which we want to query. Then we have this query word here. And then if we want to filter the table, yes, we want to filter the table. So we write filter by. There is a filter attribute also. Maybe we will use it somewhere. But if you want to learn about it, you can go and search what query.filter. And then we are searching by role. So we will give the role as admin. And now if you it will result all the records which has the role as admin. So it basically it will be a list, but we don't want a list. So we will write dot first to get the first object of that. We use dot one also, but the problem is that if there is no admin role, this dot one will give error. So it will not return none or something like that. It will straightforward just give an error. Okay. But if you write dot first, if there is nothing, it will assign this variable as none. Okay. Maybe I think okay. If I change the role, then we can test it. Okay. So we will test it in a moment. Okay. That first and one thing. So now what we have written here, user. which is our table, query, which is our standard syntax. We are querying the table. Filter by, we are filtering the table. We are filtering it by role column. We want to filter the admin role, and we want to get the first object of that result. This is clear. I'm just asking for Mat 1 guys. Like Mat 2 guys already, like they know uh, more than this. So yep. Any doubt on this? Okay, no doubt. So now we will check if admin. So if there is any admin in the database, it will result in a object, and if not, so it will be none. And if none, so uh, if not admin, so if not admin means if none. So if not none will be true. So then we will create a admin in that case. So for that we will prepare a record. So we will prepare a record which is a user object, and then we will add that in our database table, and we will save the changes. So that's the way to add a record in the database. So okay, I think I can write it here. So we prepare a record, meaning prepare a object of that table, and second step is to add that in the current db session. Add that means add that object and save the changes. Okay, so let's create that object. So we can write new. Okay, we can write admin. Okay, so users. Now we will give all the necessary fields like name. So name we can give admin. Then we have email. Email we can have admin @ gs.com. So grocerystore.com. Uh, password. Password we can say 2030. Now, Matt, I think Matt 2 guys would be wondering if they have used bcrypt and any password hashing things in their Mad 1 project. But I will not be using any password hashing things here, because we'll have to constantly look for the passwords. And if we don't remember the password, we'll have to uh, then that will be a problem. And also if you are not storing if you are not writing password or not writing, like when you create a user, you are not writing password anywhere, or you are not saving in it in your browser, do not use any hashing password techniques just to like uh, again, it's a good practice to use hashing before like to hash password before saving in the database. But sometimes in Viva, you don't remember the password, then you cannot look the database file, it is hashed there, then you have to create all the things by scratch. So that's a time taking and very frustrating process. Okay, I'm telling from the point of view of a Viva proctor. So if you want to use a hash password technique, please use it. But then again, remember your passwords. Okay, or either save it in your browser. Clear?
It's only for admin, right? Other we
Sorry.
have to create. I'm saying like
Yeah, yeah.
it's only for admin. Oh,
Sorry, it's only for admin. What only for admin?
Means password you are saying no, to remember,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
this only it is required initially. Others we have to create.
So db.session.add. You can follow my second line. So we have prepared a record here. We are adding this record in the current database session, which we will access by writing db.session, and then we are adding this. So to add a record in the database, we will just add a function which we make access from this session object. Uh, okay, what was I writing? Okay, admin. So we will add admin, and then we will save the changes in the database. And how we do that? We write session dot commit to save the changes. I will not explain more than that. So db.session.commit we use to save the changes in the database because we are doing the mat2 project. And if you are a mat1 student, it will be maybe it will be covered in a mat1 session. But it's not more than that. If when you want to save the changes in your database, you use db.session.commit. That's all. And I think we can return a response or we can print a response because we are not calling this function like yeah, I think we should return a response. We will be calling this function. So return admin added. Okay, I think this is enough. And if the admin is already there, so then we can leave it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we haven't called this function yet. So once the database is created, all the tables is created, then we will call this function and we will write add admin and parenthesis. So when you will run the application, all these things will be called. Okay, so it will call add admin by default, and the admin will be created when you run the app when the database is newly added. Okay, so right now if you see there is no again mat2 I know mat2 guys you already know about it, but let me just do it for sake of completeness. So you can see there are no records in the user table. Now let's run the python 3 main.py. Okay, why we are getting error? I think we have email, password, name, role. Okay, we haven't given this. Do we need the status? Okay, unique. Okay, I think it reloaded the file state somewhere. Yep. So if we reload this, yeah. So the error we are facing because it was trying to add the admin again. So I think I have made a mistake. It should not be users.query.filter by admin role. And if a admin is there, then we will create the admin. Okay, this is fine. Okay, let's delete the database. Let's create it from scratch. Now if I run the server, okay, I think it's calling the function in loop or insert into users email, password, name, role, status, unique constraint field, user.email. Okay, let's set it to the email then. Okay, now let's run it. Why we are getting unique constraint field? Uh, bin name fine. Let me check the model once again. We have the unique true on the email. This is fine. And If not admin, then only we are adding the admin, right? You guys can spot any mistakes in this? Okay, let's run it again. Okay, I created all. I called the add admin and admin.query.filter by email admin.com role admin. Okay, if not admin, then the admin should be added. This looks fine to me. Okay, let's change this variable name. Okay, let's print. Okay, let's debug this. So let's print our admin here. Sorry, not admin. Variable admin object, and then let's print it here also if it is coming here, because if we have a admin already in the database, it should not come to this, right? Okay. Okay, let's check. So it didn't print anything. Okay, let's delete the database again. Think we have all the default things here. Uh, Active, default customer. Yep.
I think uh, during when you are creating admin, you haven't given the status, which is nullable equal to false in your models.py.
But if you see in our models, we have given a by default status, which is active, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's related to that track modifications which we configure here. But let's run it again, then we will set that config also. Uh, okay, it's clear. Let's call it again. So it has printed none here, which means there was no admin. Let it again printed none. It means it was here. Then it's like it's we are not calling add admin two times somewhere, right? Okay, let's comment this code and let's run it again. Okay, we have to comment this one also. Okay, now it's running, but it should not work like that. I don't know what's the issue. Maybe I will check it and come back tomorrow. But even we don't need to comment all these things. It should not behave in that way. Okay, maybe I'm making any mistakes. Okay, so I will.
There was something like with app.app context in create admin.
No. So that no. You are saying with where we write with app context create this. Okay, that's one, right?
Yes, in
Yeah,
defining
yeah.
create ID.
So when we write this app.app context post, we don't need to write those things. Okay, even in my experience, I haven't used. I know about it, like where you use like with app context, do db.create or do call this function. But once we do app.app context dot push, that is enough. Okay. Anyway, our admin will be created in the users table here, and yeah, so I think we can move forward. And now we will start writing our APIs because we already have our. Okay, let me just show the. So you will have to install for Mat one, guys. You will have to install a SQLite extension to in order to view the SQLite file. Otherwise, it won't open like this. So again, you can search for SQL Lite, and you will get multiple uh, suggestions. I have installed this SQLite viewer from Florian Clamper. So if you want this one, you can install this. Okay. So we have So this is our user table. We have ID, email, password, name, role, status, and product table. We have all the fields here. Order table, all the fields. Again, we have all the tables and all the fields. Now we can start writing APIs, but if you have seen in this, we have created an API instance when we were writing class-based APIs. So where was that instance? I think I have created that on top of this. Yeah, here. So again, I will be creating that, and then we will be adding different classes in this way. API.add resource, and then class name, and we will define all the paths. So now we can continue to the API part, right? Here also we'll have to give current apps. So from Flask import current as app. Or so this is one way to do it. Here we can write it like this, and the other way will be to do it here itself. So we can write API equal to API. So again, this API is a variable name. You can name it whatever you want to do. Okay, we can write grocery store API. This is also fine. And here we will write the app, and then we have this line app.context to push in the current context. And how we will be adding resources then? So we will be importing different resources in this main.py files. Okay, applications dot API, which is our API file, and then we can import the class, let's say category class. And then in the same way, like here, we will be adding our resource. So let's say here we will, okay, I can remove this. Here we will add our resource, something like that. Okay, then we will define all the paths. Same thing we can do here, API, and then we can write the same stuff. But here we don't have to like import this. We don't have to do this thing because we are within that same file, so we don't need to export that. But I think the standard, if you go from a style point of view, I would suggest you to like register all the things within the main.py itself, all the routes. Again, you can register it whatever you want to, whatever way you want to do it. But I would like this way to do it. Okay, where I will so the reason behind doing this in the main.py is that we create the API instance and all other instance here. okay, within the main.py, and that's why we have that main.py file. Okay, so any problem on this? I know like some of you guys wouldn't have get this, but uh, once we write APIs and once we add resource, you will get this. So we can move forward, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you have already seen this thing here, uh, where we have created a service API class. In the same way, we will create our category class, product class, login, register, all those things. Okay. Now I can copy the same thing and modify it, but again, you will guys say I was copying. So originally, I will write a class, full class, and then, but after that, I will be copying most of the things like within the same class itself. Okay, I will not be copying from somewhere else. So let's create a class. So from where do we start? Uh, okay, let's say the simple one, or login class. So let's say login. Yeah, login is fine. Or login API. We will again extend it to the resource which we are exporting from the Flask RESTful. This resource. We don't need this API because we have this here. Do we have this here? Okay, we don't have this. Okay, Flask RESTful RESTful import API. Okay, so let's write it. So again, to log in, you will send the email and password, right? So what method we will use here? We are sending data with the request. So what method we will use
Post.
here? Yeah, thanks. So we will use post method here. Okay. Now we will get the data from the request. So we will use request dot JSON. Okay, get JSON. Maybe once we complete this, we will. Okay, I think we should. Okay, what time it is? Let's write a welcome API just for testing some things. Okay, so we can write a welcome API where we will just return a name only. Okay, and we will return the data. So message, and it will be okay. Let's frame the message here. Equal to uh, hello, and then the data. So data dot get uh, the key will be name. I don't remember how to use F correctly, but I think this line is right. This line is correct. Okay. So this is for post where we will send the name, and we can have another one which will be get. So def get, and here we will simply return a message, and the message will be uh, hello, this is grocery store. Okay, any doubt on this? This is clear, right? What I have written here. Okay, let's put 200 here also. This is the status of our operation. Yeah, so I think here I can use print statement to show you all what the request thing contains, and I think I will be printing the uh, data also, so you can get how we get the data with this. Okay, let's print the request here also. So request is the same thing which we have imported here from Flask. So this is the request we are printing. Okay. Okay, let's register this welcome API and let's give a path. So we will, what was the name? Welcome API. We will add it as a resource here. Welcome API, and we will give the path as welcome. So do we need to give another path, or this one is enough? Any thoughts on that?
I think one is enough in this case.
Yeah, because we are not
That
giving
and
any
post.
parameter or anything, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay, so I think now we can run our application. Okay, now it's running. So let's test it. I will be using Thunder client, but as we have seen yesterday, you can use Postman or whatever you want to use. I was installing Postman, but I am facing some error. I don't know, so I will be continuing with the Thunder client itself. Okay, you guys don't have any problem on that, right? I can continue with Thunder client. Okay, let's create a new request. Okay, so let's copy our path. Okay, it has already welcome, so we will just add API here, and then we will first access our get endpoint. So let's write get. So for get, we don't need to send anybody because we are not getting any data here. So that's all for to get this to fetch this method. Okay, so any doubt on this thing? So this is a API testing tool. We write our URL here. We select the methods here. You can see get, post, put, delete, patch. These are some other methods from which we have in HTTP. And then these are some attributes or things we pass with the request. We will be using these things in future. Okay. Okay. Now let's just send the request. You can see we got a message here which is saying hello, this is grocery store. We got the status as 200. Okay, and these are some other things. And then if you look in the terminal, we have the time logs and other things. We have the get, and we have this endpoint, and we got the status as 200. So this is clear, right? Anything on this? Okay. Okay, we missed one thing. So if you see this line, why we have this line in the console? Because we have printed request here. Okay, here we have printed the request. So if you see request carefully, we have the request URL here, and we have the request method here. Okay, and this is a request object. That's why we have request here. Okay, let's hit the post endpoint. So then we will have the this JSON thing here, and how we will do that? We will add a body with the request, and we will send the body uh, as a JSON data. And how we will pass the JSON data here? We will put the curly braces, and we are accessing the key name here. If you see here, we are accessing the key name, so we will give the name here. So name, and let's give a value. So I will say hello project help me, project help me. Okay, this is fine. So now we are giving JSON data with the request. Now we will change the method to post. Let's send the request. Now we got the message as hello project help, which we have expected. So this is correct. We got this 200 and all the other things. Let's check our console. I mean terminal. Now if you see here, you have this again you have the request object with URL and method, and then you have this dictionary name project help. Why you have this dictionary here? Because we are printing this uh, data, and data is request.json. Okay, so that's how so now you can see like how we access this. Okay, let's check that JSON thing. Let's see if it's work or not. So request.json, and let's send the request again. So you can see we got the data again here. Okay, so these two are alternative. So this is I will say equal to request dot get JSON, and you can choose whatever you want to use. Okay, fine. But some one of the our student has mentioned get JSON, so I will be continuing with that. But again, you can use JSON only. That is also fine. So this is clear, right? All of these things which I am doing, which I am printing here, all of these things are clear, right? When we write request.getJSON or request.json, we get a dictionary of the data which the user has sent with the request. Okay, and then we can access the data just like we access a dictionary. Fine.
Yes.
Okay. Now I think it will be good when we will continue to write other APIs. So like now we know the how we get the data, what is request is. Okay. And again, if you don't want to use this data object, you want to directly fetch it, you can just use this thing directly here. This will also work. Okay, this will also work. So write it in whatever way you want to write it. Okay. So if I remove all these things, so when we will hit this URL, it should return whatever the name was, hello project. Okay. So let's okay. So the server is running. We hit the URL and we got the message. Even if we change the name, so if we change the name to uh, mat2, uh, we got the message here. Fine. Okay. Now let's quickly create our okay. So class login API. Again, you can name whatever you want to name. This is fine. Resource, and then we will write post. Okay, def post self Now we want to access the email and other things. So data request dot json. Okay. Okay, let's leave it. Let's JSON is fine. Okay. And then we will filter. We will check if the user is there or not. So users. Okay, we haven't imported the models here, so let's import from dot models. Import users. Think we will also import the DP instance. So DP users. What else was there? Category, products, and card, orders, and category request. Yeah, I think three, six. Yeah, we have 6 tables only. Then we will query dot filter by. Now we will check if the user email is email user email exists in the database or not. We can use the data dot get email. Email is a key, so it should be in single quotes. We will write dot first and okay, dot first. Yeah, I think it's fine. Now we will check if user. Then if user, then we will check the password. So user, if user, then if user dot password. Now I think Mat2 guys should be fine with this. I think Mat1 guys should like they should like they were thinking like what I'm doing or something like this. Okay. So Mat1 guys, any thoughts on this? Like what I'm doing? You're getting all the things what I'm doing here, right? Or maybe let me just complete it, then I will explain. But any Mat 2 guys who has completed Mat 1 and they have doubt on these things, so please ask. Okay, we will get the password which was passed with the request. So password, and if everything is correct, we will return a response. Let's copy one here, paste it here. The message will be user logged in successfully. I hope the spelling is correct. Yep. And if it's correct, if it's incorrect, so if it's incorrect, then we will what we will return? We will return incorrect password, and the status will be 400, which means bad request. Why bad request? Because you haven't given the correct data. Okay. And so this message is response to this condition. So if this condition is not satisfying, which means the user password is not correct, so the user, what password the user had given is not the correct password, then we will return this response like incorrect password. And in response to the first condition here, we will say if the email doesn't exist, we will say user not found, and we can change this message to 404, means not found. Correct? Any doubt on this? Now another way to write the same thing will be we can say if not user, then return this message, and if password is not correct, then return this message, and otherwise if everything is okay, then return this. So this can be two, so this is the same thing, but I have written it in a different manner. Okay, clear? Any doubt on these things?
No.
Okay, so let me remove this. Now we can write the sign up one. So again, why I'm creating a different class for the sign up API? Any quick thoughts on why I'm creating a different class for the sign up API? Because which method we will use for the sign up API, sign up request?
Because login and sign up both require post method.
Yeah, and in a single class we can have
And the sign up.
a method only once.
Yeah.
Yep, correct. Good. Okay, so we will change the name to sign up, and here we will now receive bunch of. Okay, so we will check the email first. This will be the same thing. Okay, now let me write the code in different way. So I will write not, if not user, then we will proceed. Or okay, let's leave it. Let's move in this way. If there is user, we will return the message that user already exists. Okay, and this will be. Now there are 300 series of responses, which means we are giving the information to the user. But for sake of simplicity, I will be using 400. Okay. So yeah, I think we will be using only a limited number of methods. So let me just write it here, and those will be 200 for the OK. You can use 201 when we create a new record in the database, and then you can use 404 for not found. You can use 400 for bad request, and you can use 401 for token not passed or authentication not passed, something like that. I don't remember it correctly. So it's something related to authentication. And then again you have 404 403, which is I think access, unauthorized access, again something related to authorization. And then you have 405. So this we will not be using this, but you will get this if you are trying to access a URL with a different method. So, and we have tested it yesterday, so this will be method not found. I think these are all we will be using. Okay. Okay, so when we will get the data from the for the sign up, we will first check if the email already exists or not. Why we will check? Because we have given the unique constraint here. So the email should be unique. So two users can't have the same email. So if the user already exists, we will return the message that user already exists. Okay. If not, then we will move ahead to store all the uh, store the data in the database, means creating the new user. And how we create a new record in the database, we have already seen here. In here we create the object, we add in the session, and we commit. So I think I can copy this, right? Yeah, I will be copying this. So I can say new user. Username will be the name, which which we have got in the form in the JSON response. So name, pretty much same thing we'll have here. Okay, so okay, let me remove this. You can give a 201 response here because we are adding a new record. User sign up successfully. This is fine, right? Any doubt on this? Any doubt? When I say any doubt on this, means Mad1 guys, Mad2 guys already know about this. And okay, so you will be, you can see like I'm creating a variable here, then I'm adding here. But if you want to add it directly here, you can do that also. Okay, that is also fine. But this is just for better readability and everything. Okay. Uh, do we have missed something? We have missed the role, right? So let's give the role. We can break the line here. Okay, this is fine, right? Okay, it's 11, but we will quickly test our this thing. But still, we need some work on these APIs to make it more robust, and we will do that tomorrow. But let's just quickly test it. And to test, before testing it, we'll have to export it, login API, sign up API, and we will paste it here. Login API, sign up API. This will be login. This can be sign up or register, whatever you want to have, and we are good to go. If we come here, we have it. So first we will register the user, then we will log in the user. So let's make it sign up, SIGN up, sign up. Now we will have to pass a number of different things. I can say test. So so the username will be test, and let me copy this, paste it. Okay, I think by mistake I have hit send, but let's write all the data first. Email, password, and the role. So email can be test@gmail.com. Password can be what the admin password 2030. So I will write the same password every time. And the customer role should be, okay, we are registering customer, so let's say customer. Okay, fine, we got all the data here, right? uh, 1 2 3 4, yeah, we have 4 fields here. And there is our record. Okay, here we have all the 4 fields here. We have the meta dash post, we have the R API slash API slash sign up, we have all the JSON content with the request within the body. This is fine, right? We can send the request. Okay, we have sent the request, we got 201 created, and we got the message user sign up successful. And if you check the database, this is the user table, and we got the test at the rate gmail, all the thing here. And by default the status is active. And okay, I think we were making mistake Aha. Now I got the mistake. So why our function was not running? Because we are not giving the role here. So this role should be here also. But we will not see this today, I think. Okay, maybe we'll see this once we test this. Okay. So any doubt on the sign up part on this thing? This is good, right? We have created the class. We have registered the class. We have tested the API. This is fine, right? Any doubts on this? I think you guys are not asking question because this will stretch the session. Is it something like that? Or maybe this is clear. Yeah. Okay, so now let's quickly check our sign login one. So we can change the URL login, and then we need only email and password. So okay, so we know we have this user in the database. This will work in the correct way, but let's just okay, let's just test the previous thing. So we have these details here, and we have the sign up URL here. If we send the request again, what will happen? We will get this 40 bad request message saying user already exists because we have already test at the rate gmail.com. Okay. Yeah, so that was all I wanted to show you. Let's quickly change it to login and remove the name, remove the role, remove this comma. Now let's make some mistake in the email. Now let's send the request. It's saying 404 not found because tes at the rate gmail.com is not there in the database. Okay. Let's correct the email and let's do something with the password. We say 300 here. Now if you send the request, it's saying incorrect password 400 bad request. Correct. And now do the correct thing. We got the message user logged in successfully 200. Correct. Anything on this? Anything on this point? Any doubt in? Do we have anyone in the meet or not? Okay, we have some people. Fine.
I have a general doubt. Once we'll finish, I'll have.
Okay. So, okay, let's then quickly see this also. So, I think this should be resolved. So, for that, we will need to create the data. We'll need to delete the database because in this SQLite, I cannot edit the role.
I think
So,
screen sharing is stopped, but I'm not able to see the export.
sorry. Uh, okay. Is it visible now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have uncommented this code which was commented. So this was commented. I have uncommented this, and we'll need to what I was saying. We'll need to delete the database because I cannot edit the. I don't have DB browser tool with me, and I cannot edit this field. So let's stop the server first, and let's quickly delete the database. And let's run the database now. The extra thing we have added the role admin here. The earlier we were not adding this role admin, and that's why it was saving the role as customer, and this condition was getting satisfied, and it was trying to add the same uh, admin with the same email. That's why we were getting error. Now if we run this function, now it's running fine, right? Even if now, if you see the database, uh, we have the admin. Oh, okay. I have commented this here. Let's uncomment this. Okay, let me first stop this. I've uncommented this. Let's run it. Now we got the admin here, and even if we stop the server and rerun it, this is fine, right? This is not giving any error or anything. Okay,
We can
fine.
hard code it also here, or we can add directly in our
So, so,
database.
so actually, that was something I was explaining yesterday when I said we are creating this user table. So I have said at that time, like you can have a custom admin thing, like while logging in here, logging. So our login function is not completed. We will see that we will uh, do it completed tomorrow. But if you want to hardcode admin while logging in here, you can check the user role, and then if it's the admin, you can have a like hard coded email and password, and then you can give the response based on that. But I have a, like I am adding the admin by default when the database is created, because it's written in the problem statement that create a admin when the database is newly created. Okay,
We can
but
do
you can,
like that
yeah,
also, ना?
you can have that hard coding thing. Okay,
डेटाबेस में
or
ऐड करके और फिर करते हैं, जैसे मैट वन में करते थे, डेटाबेस में हम लोगों ने ऐड किया एंड देन वाइवा के लिए आगे प्रोसीड कर दिया.
manually.
हाँ हाँ, मैनुअली.
No. I won't suggest that thing. Why you want to do something manually when you can automate? Like I don't think this is a very difficult function to write, right?
ओके ओके.
So why do you want? I would prefer not to do any manual intervention with the database. Okay, try to do all the things automatically. That should be the spirit to do it. Okay.
आई थिंक
So
मैट वन में हम लोग को यही होता था कि उसमें जो एडमिन को हम लोग ना तो क्रिएट करना ना कुछ करना है, तो वो हम लोग उसी में SQLite 3 में ही इनिशियली ऐड कर देते
एक्चुअली
थे.
एक्चुअली अभी ये डिपेंड करता है कि आपने कैसे किया।
हम्म.
जो भी किया उस टाइम पे वो अलग बात है, बट एडवाइजेबल यही है कि मैनुअली कुछ ना ऐड करो डेटाबेस में। ओके,
ओके ओके.
वरना स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे भी हैं जो ये मॉडल क्रिएट नहीं करते हैं, ये वाली फाइल वो डीबी ब्राउजर में जाके और डीबी ब्राउजर टूल में वो मैनुअली सारा टेबल क्रिएट करते हैं, और फिर एक होता है जिससे फाइल से कनेक्शन करके वो डेटाबेस, you can perform database operations. So, but again,
नहीं नहीं, ओनली फॉर
that's not the
एडमिन आई
correct
एम
way to
सेइंग,
do it.
ओनली फॉर एडमिन आई
हाँ
एम
हाँ
सेइंग.
हाँ, I'm giving you other examples of
ओके.
doing things. Yeah.
बिकॉज जब वाइवा होता है तो उन्हीं के सामने क्रिएट करना होता है हम लोग को, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल वही जो भी हमारे प्रोफेशनल्स हैं और कस्टमर है, उन्हीं के सामने क्रिएट करना होता है, एंड देन वी नीड टू शो देम लाइक इट इज एंटरिंग इन अवर डेटाबेस, वी आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग मैनुअली, बट फॉर एडमिन वी हैव इनिशियली डन दैट पार्ट.
Hmm.
वो कह रहा था मैं.
Okay. So, yep, I think it's enough for today. So we will write our other APIs tomorrow. So any other doubt, anything? I don't think we have many people, so we will have any doubts. But yep,
जनरल
we
जनरल
have any.
डाउट है मेरा बस.
Yep.
हाँ, जनरल डाउट ये है कि बेसिकली आज मैं एपीआई एंड पॉइंट्स वगैरह बना रहा था, तो जैसे मैं मैड वन का प्रोजेक्ट कर चुका हूँ, तो मैं मैड वन को ही एक्सटेंड कर रहा था मैड टू में. लेकिन इसमें जो मैट टू का प्रोजेक्ट है आरबीएसी, तो इसमें क्या जरूरी है कि रोल हमारा जो कॉलम है वो बनाया जाए, क्योंकि मैंने इज एडमिन और इज कस्टमर करके ही किया था उसमें.
Have you attended
वो नहीं.
yesterday's session? Like, do you have
यस यस.
attended yesterday's?
यस
So
यस.
I have like already talked about the thing you are saying right now, right?
यस, करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट
So
करेक्ट.
both are fine. If
तो
you have a row
आरबीएसी का.
table, that is fine.
हाँ हाँ. तो आरबीएसी का मतलब ये तो नहीं है कि नहीं नहीं आप लोगों को रोल जो है वो क्रिएट ही करना पड़ेगा.
See, what is the full form of RBAC?
रोल बेस्ड एक्सेस कंट्रोल.
Okay, role-based access control. What do you mean by it? If I say is equal
According to
to,
law, like if you are admin, then you need to go to admin and log in there. If you are a customer, So you need to go and log in as a customer. So like this.
But in all this definition, there is
Mm.
nothing like you should have a role column, or you should have a different table, or you should have a is admin, is manager, all those things, right?
Correct, correct.
The motive is to differentiate between users, right? You are
Uh,
differentiating between users, that is enough. Now,
yes, yes, yes.
whatever, like in whatever way you are doing it, that is fine. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
We
So
only
that.
want one thing, that when a
Mhm.
customer logs in, it should be redirected to the customer dashboard, or it
Mm.
should be only able to access the customer endpoints, not the admin endpoint, or not the manager endpoints. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
If a manager is logged in, manager should be only be able to access all the manager endpoints, not the admin or the customer one.
Mm-hmm. Means we have
That,
a separate window for that to log in and.
yeah, that's the core thing. So we will cover all those things when we will go, when we will move to that token authentication. We will define all the role required, and token required, all those things. We will be checking before processing the request. We will be checking if the role is defined to access this endpoint or not. Okay. But from the
Before
database
proceeding.
design point
Mhm.
of view, you can
Mhm.
design your database in whatever way you want to design. Okay. The
Okay,
key thing
okay,
is you should be able to differentiate between different user types.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Clear?
Clear, clear. In Mat 1, we are not doing this JWT thing, but in
Yeah,
Mat
yeah.
2, we are doing. But we are doing the RBAC in Mat 1 because we are means the login in different windows, means a different
Yep.
way. Customer.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Actually, today I was little confused on that, like we need to specifically do or
See,
not.
RB, you guys only talk about it when the word is written explicitly. Suppose I am
Mm-hmm.
writing a, if suppose I am given a problem statement and I haven't written the RBAC word explicitly. Okay. So does it mean you write a application where a user can access admin endpoint, or the manager can access admin endpoint, or admin can access all the user and customer or whatever endpoints are? That doesn't make any sense, right? By
The
default, you
thing
will
is, we need to differentiate.
design yeah. By default, you will define a application where if you have three different users, you should be able to differentiate between the three different user groups, right? But just for the sake, like they have given the RBAC word now, all the hurdle
That
is
was
there.
the thing. That was the thing, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Anyways, thanks. Actually, I watched that previous ITM session also before joining to this Helpify. So that is why I also confused. In that they were means, creating two different mode tables like user record and something like that.
So if you see here, I have already shown this thing. Like you can have a manager, customer, admin, three different tables, or I will add another line here. You can have a users table. I will write without role column, and then you can have a role table. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will explain the reason behind this also, if we have come to this point. When we use this user table and a role table, when we want to assign multiple roles to a single user. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want if you have an email ID and you want it to be both manager and customer, you cannot do this in this table.
Correct.
Now someone may come and say, like, why cannot I have that? I can have a customer and a manager like this, and when I will be processing this in backend, I can say like role dot split, and then I say what is the length of that list, and then so that's something to like
But in our project, they are unique.
बहसबाजी वाली बात हो जाएगी. But if
Uh-huh.
you want a single user to have multiple roles, then you use this user table and role table. but we are not doing that in our
बट अपने में तो यूनिक है ना, हर चीज यूनिक
या
है
अपने में एक यूजर एक ही रोल हो सकता है,
हाँ,
इसलिए ये टेबल क्रिएट किया। ठीक है।
वही तो कंफ्यूज हो गया था मैं इसी
हाँ हाँ, तो
ओके,
इसलिए मैंने ये समझाते हैं।
थैंक्स
ठीक
थैंक्स
है।
आदित्य, थैंक्स फॉर दिस।
हाँ, let me write this here also. So a single user can have a single role only, and here a single user can have
मैं मल्टीपल रूल
multiple roles. Clear? Now this is clear.
क्लियर क्लियर क्लियर।
Okay, let's end the session. We have already stretched this 20 minutes. Okay, so yep, this is clear. Yeah, let me stop sharing. So thank you all for joining, and please take care. Good night.
थैंक यू
Thank you and
सेम टू
everyone.
यू।
Good night.
Bye.